swapping out of time today. And the ads are coming up, so it is a good idea to get this swapped around. There we go. That all categorized proper. Next game up. This is the one I had played a bit beforehand, because I wanted to make sure we had more options for it ahead of time. Howdy, Anxiety. It's going well so far. How you doing? We're just swapping over to our fourth game. I don't need the flashing light warning anymore. Where is the warning for that? I just need to quickly move over the correct message so that the correct... That was... Yeah, I'm literally fixing that right now. That was the thing I need to change. That was the previous game. Unfortunately, I don't have a way of changing those immediately. So as I'm swapping, it doesn't hit instantly. And sometimes I hit the wrong order of operations. But thank you for actually using the command. There we go. Now it's changed. So there is the one that's on screen now. And a reminder for everybody, this is a game I was given through the service lurk kit, so obviously I was given this key for free. While the ads run before we actually get into gameplay or anything, I am going to get up and refill my water, so I'll be back in just a second. Just enjoy the menu theme, which is pretty fun. Okay. And of course, if any of you are coming in later on and are interested in any of the games that have been played earlier on, do remember they will all be on the YouTube channel tomorrow. They will be going up separated, so you can just grab whichever ones you have not seen. Or if you want to see the rest of whichever one you did see part of, it'll be there too, of course. But the ads will be done here in just a moment, so we'll actually be able to get into proper discussion about how this game works. Yeah, Dogwitch was a lot of fun. That was one that I was tempted to spend extra time on. I've given myself kind of a hard cap at almost 4 hours, so don't overdo it today. So, that's how that's ended up. Welcome back from the ads, everybody. You missed nothing, because I haven't started the game up yet proper. But welcome to Lunchbreak Tactics. How this works is it's a deck builder, but the fun thing about it is everything you fight was actually made by another player. Every group you're up against was a previous other player's setup. That's the whole thing here. You're not actively playing against active other players that are on at the time. This is all purely an auto-battler. But it logs what people make as far as their setups go, and you have to face them. So I'll take y'all into practice mode right quick so you get an idea how this all works. You choose your hero, which Kai here starts with 10 extra reputation. If you run out of reputation, you lose. Your run is over. Audis Corvine gives all allies, when an ally levels up, 1 extra hit point. And Alicia Tradebane gives 2 random allies 1 extra attack whenever you buy an item. I'll explain more about how those things work as we go. I only have 3 out of the 6 clans right now. The Unsold, the Isle Pirates, and the Royal Deals. This is all themed around people working in a grocery store, basically, playing this game as a way of spending their time on their lunch break and just doing things on the side, pretty much. Now, I didn't try out the Unsold at all, so we'll try Unsold and Isle Pirates together. That's the whole thing, is you mix 2 clans together to make what your pool of things you can get out of the shop per round is, basically. And your name down here will change every time. The first part is your hero that you chose, and then this is a combination of your 2 clans. So we're the Mecha Queen and the Grim Rogues this time. You can just reselect them to change the name, but this one works. So you have 5 slots to put units down in, and you have money per round to purchase units and items with, essentially. Pretty typical auto battler stuff there. They obviously have their own health attack. This is their tier, which is representing just how generally good they are, and they have levels. The more copies of something you get, the more you can advance its level. So let's see. Okay, if I sell this, it gives everybody in the hand extra health, which the hand is down here where the shop is. So actually, we're gonna grab all 3 of these and give the noble a sword. Oh no, I'm broke. Never mind. You can also re-roll for $1. Your money you hold on to is lost. Do not hang on to money. Hanging on to it is pointless. But unfortunately, there's nothing I can do meaningfully for $1, so we will leave. And now it'll find us an opponent, which is a similar setup. Unfortunately for them, my rat gets stronger for every time our noble attacked, so we just win by default there, pretty much. And every time you win a round, you get more a reputation. Every time you lose a round, you lose reputation. Oh yeah, it's unique. There we go, we got an extra rat, so let's go ahead and upgrade that. Ooh, vampire teeth. This is from the Unsold. You can tell by the color of the card what faction it's from. Starter combat, deal 1 damage to adjacent units and get +3/+3. Yeah, that'll work. Hey, rat. Become a vampire rat. I have a plan. Now we reroll this, and we sell the Cremedium, because that buffs everything that's in here. We're gonna freeze this one. That'll keep it for the next time the shop comes up. And we'll grab the other one. Because every time our shop tier goes up, he gets stronger. And every few rounds, your shop tier automatically goes up. So he's guaranteed to get his buff, basically. And we have enough money for the worm pie, so we're just gonna stack all of our hopes and dreams on this rat. This time, it's Corvine and the Adventurous Scholars again. These are probably a bunch of earlier players who haven't unlocked the other factions yet. Yeah, you can also speed this up. I'm gonna let it play at its regular pace so people get an idea what's going on, and so I can keep up with what's happening myself. Not that there's any way I can influence what's happening at all, but, you know. I like to be able to tell why things went wrong, so I can change things up. And there we go, we've moved up to tier 2, so we can get better units. The potty mummy. End of shop, give a random ally extra attack? Sure. Swap attack and defense of a unit. Before the ally ahead attacks, reduce the health of the enemy at the front by 25%. That's pretty nice. But it only works for the based on the one in front of them attacking, so I'd have to put them behind my noble, which would mean the rat doesn't get the buff anymore. Now bear in mind, the buffs you get from combat don't stay. Any buffs you get from here in the shop are permanent. It's worth keeping in mind. So we're actually gonna re-roll here. Okay, I can actually level you up, which is great. Because now he'll get +2/+2 every time our shop tier goes up. Getting that early is good. The Haunted Poncho gives a shield to the one behind it when it dies, so that's fun. Moose Sailor, whenever somebody in front of him dies, he gets 2 attack and a shield. Living Drink, when it dies, gives somebody 2/2. And then the War Drum just gives 2 people out here, or +1/+1. Yes. Yep, more Adventurous Scholars. We should have this one in the bag pretty handily here. These setups aren't going to be very strong, both because we're in practice mode and the fact that we're in the first half. The second half starts getting scary, even in practice mode. As people have gotten their setups established by that point, pretty much. Noodulu. Before attacking, deal 1 damage to the ally behind. Don't like that much. That's hurting my own people. Though there are setups for that, because there are units that when they take damage, they do something. So that could actually be really funny. Skilladart. Start a combat, deal 3 damage to the enemy with the lowest health. That could be very good. Cell Shade. End of shop, take 1 damage and give the ally behind him 1/1. And the Compass. Give units in your hand +2/+2. Well, if I'm gonna buy any of these, that +2/+2 could actually be huge. So let's go ahead and use that. That's actually be particularly good for Cell Shade. So here's what we're gonna do then. I'm actually gonna sell the Pearl Noble to get the $1. Put Cell Shade out in front. And grab the Skilladart. Reroll in case of getting items. Or upgrades. Upgrades are good too. We'll go ahead and freeze this so I hang on to it. Oh yeah, Navigator's a fun one too. Every time an ally receives an item, give them 1 extra health. Max 4 times per phase. So you can't have more than 4 health from a single round of the shop, basically. But it counts things like these spiced rums and such. It can get ridiculous. But we're gonna keep on buffing that rat. More Adventurous Scholars. Yeah, you can see the player's name over here as well. Same place where my nameplate is down here. But Super Rat is just tearing through everything. We have nothing to fear as long as Super Rat is here. You'll note that your ranking increases based on how many units you have left, which is why you want to put your power players right out in front if you're trying to get lots of reputation, as long as they can hold. And the higher the tier of the unit, the more reputation you get by keeping them as well. There we go, tier 3. So, the bottle gets stronger yet again. So he's actually potent in his own right, being an 11/9. When the Bath Parrot gets sold, 2 random allies get +1/+1. Gold Trader. At the start of shop, reduce the cost of 3 random cards by $1, so that's pretty good. I love that they had to put a warning on this. Poison, kill a unit. Warning, this permanently removes a unit from your squad. It's almost like they're worried that people don't understand what kill means. And start getting you toward a level. Ooh, Gloom Dispenser. when it dies, they summon one level 1, 1/3 each 2 worshiper are at the back of the enemy squad. 2 worshiper, every time an enemy attacks, take 1 damage. If health reaches 0, deal 8 damage to adjacent units. So you're basically placing a bomb in the enemy squad that'll just blow up on its own when the one in front of it attacks. And exactly, Charlotte. People die when they're killed. It's a problem. Give the ally in the back plus 2 HP. We're definitely buying the ale. This way Cell Shade stays in the game. I'm gonna freeze this compass so we can hopefully use it on a better hand of units. Just keep re-rolling here. Oop, Sharp Rat. Oh, hey there, JC. It's funny how the recommendations on Twitch really work out, honestly. And how arguably useless they can be sometimes, but it's good to see you. Let's see. I sold the unit that had the sword. Ooh, Lamp Chemist. When he dies, he summons a 2/15 golem. That's got potential. I'm very tempted by this one. Problem is, it would only benefit itself, and we're kind of leaning on the Sharper Rat right now. And we're also broke, so it's not like I can buy it right now anyway. I love how the random attack boost from the mummy just keeps going on the Cell Shade that's guaranteed to die eventually. Doing alright so far. Getting a little tired because it's been a very warm day here, but, you know, having a good time playing in some weird nonsense I was given keys for. So, all in all, it balances out. How about you? No, not the bread dragons. Those things can be a real menace in some setups I've seen. Also, that Aristoglass back there is an issue. Thankfully, we will win this, but that's an example of how people get set something up disgustingly hidden in the back of their lineup. Nice, nice. Yeah, basements are good for that. This house doesn't have a basement, unfortunately, otherwise I'd be living in it. Especially in the summer. Covenant. Ooh, that does reduce damage that somebody else is taking, which is a very interesting idea, but the damage tends to get really overwhelming in this game, so I don't think that would help. Burglar Banshee. When it gets hurt, deal 2 damage to 2 random enemies. That's got potential. Not right now. Get you 1 step closer to your level. Okay, you gain health when an ally ahead of you dies. That's a thought. At this point, I'm just fishing for things to freeze to potentially get other upgrades. Ooh, the Liquid Flame could be good, actually. Put that on the Crew Bernay. Then he'll go up to 18 attack and 9 health, which is still really potent. So we'll go ahead and freeze that as well. There's a Skeledart to get him up to level 2. Perfect. Yes, make the rat stronger. All things will be rat. Insolent Philosophers. Uh-oh. Most of the time I've been as Dracomut, I've been on that aesthetic. This particular model has only been for a few months. Still a series of works in progress going on there. Or before I get up to a point where I'm happy with what I'm making. Okay, we've got a draw here, which is not great, but we don't lose any ranking from a draw, so that's okay. You can't lose the game completely from a draw, and you do proceed forward. Just means we didn't gain more ranking, which can be dangerous. Yeah, go ahead and give you the Liquid Flame. Upgrade Skeledart. Upgrade the Mummy. Kraken Cooker could be funny. 13-10, and whenever it's about to attack, it goes up to a 17 and 12. You're not the first one to have that problem. I'm around here, that's for sure. It's what, a few months before you can change it back, or is it a whole year? I don't remember which. Ooh, treasure chest. We need to freeze that. I can add the... Okay, it's just 60 days. That's not as bad as it could be. That's only 2 months. Yeah, this will mean I get an extra $1 every shop, which could be a big play. Okay. That's not too bad then. You're most of the way there. This one more $1 is only good for that. This thing, this Leviamino here was such a problem because there's a unit that summons a random tier 4 and it kept summoning Leviaminos against me, and it was so annoying. Yeah, there's always consequences to an April Fool's Day prank. Let's see. The Rational Corsairs. That's the same pairing again. Hey, what do you know? Speak of the devil and he shall appear. And he's going to get the kill, which is going to put my rat in an awkward spot. And that, the Mystic 8 right there is the thing that kept summoning Leviaminos. That's the one officer. That's the problem. But we've got this in hand, as long as it doesn't summon anything too ridiculous. Hey, what do you know? Leviamino just comes back again. And it was a buffed one, but thankfully we pulled through, so we still get some ranking out of that. But you see why Leviamino's a problem. It's a whole issue. Binslayer. Whenever an ally dies, get 3-2. I think I need you in the party. I think I'm actually going to give up the potty mummy because it keeps not going to what I want anyway. We put the Bin Slayer in his spot. The treasure chest on the Skeledarp, is that staying? I should have used the compass first to make the Bin Slayer a bit stronger. It's fine. Give you the worm pie so you keep your health up so you can keep handing out power. We've not gotten any other copies of Cell Shade, so I can't level him up to get more of a buff out of him. The Barbarian here is disgusting, by the way. Because he just keeps on scaling. You give him enough power that he can kill most things, and he'll just scale his way through an entire enemy party before you even know what's happening. Another treasure chest, sure. We'll put this on somebody until I have something else to put on them. Freeze that war drum for the next round. The Macabre Pilgrims, ooh, that's actually a faction I've not seen. And it's the purple guys that I have as well. They're both death-based, it looks like, so this could actually be a real problem. There's gonna be some nasty synergy going on here. That's gonna damage my Skeledart, which is fine. The Triple Scoop Armadillo I've seen before, and it's a nuisance. Because it just keeps summoning a replacement body every time it dies, until it gets down to the single scoop. And the problem is, the Potato Sorcerer there keeps damaging my units every time something of theirs was getting replaced. So I lose here, actually, just straight up. Because they just had an endless Matryoshka doll of nonsense going on here. That's our first loss of ranking. But thankfully, we're not dead. And we still get to go up to tier 5. You have a set amount of rounds, by the way. You see that flag over there? If we get there, we win. So, it's fine. Buff my boys. Not really the ones I wanted to buff that badly, but it's okay. Deal 2 damage to all units. That's dangerous. Stop giving me more treasure chests. Silch. Ally behind activates ability, gain +1/+1 max 2 times per phase. Oh, there is disgusting potential to that. Because here's the thing. For example, if we put it where Cell Shade is right now, every time Silch attacks, Silch would then get buffed by the Sharper Rat, but the Sharper Rat would also get buffed. They would just sit there and feedback loop each other every attack. It's not as ridiculous as some options could be, but it has ideas. Got a second compass, but unfortunately I'm not really changing the lineup anymore, I don't think. I think I'm happy with what I've got, aside from getting a replacement for Cell Shade since he's almost dead at this point. So yeah, we'll freeze that and keep rolling then, potentially. Butcher, once it's bought, add 1 free piece of rotten flesh to the shop, which gives +2/+4. Okay. What I want is a new front guy. I mean, the Haunted Poncho is an idea, because then the rat gets a shield. Problem is I'm losing a super high buffed attack at the front here. So I'd rather something that does a bit more. Matchbird's an idea. And I can at least give it +4/+4. It's a shame to have lost the other Matchbirds before I made this decision. But that'll work with the Bin Slayer as well, so yeah, we're gonna go that route. And I'm also buffing some of my units in the field because of her ability. It's unfortunate that that happened. I should have sold him first so it would guaranteed go to things that were staying. But thought process kicked too slowly there. More Vampire Teeth. I'll freeze those for the moment because I'm going to think about that. Cannon Nerf's a fun one. Ally ahead, it attacks, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. So he just sits there and just shoots all the enemies. The pirates are really good about having things just firing off at the enemies, as you might imagine. They're pirates. Savage Philosophers. Ooh, green. I've not seen green at all. That's a lot of attack. Like, that's gonna be bad. That's 27 going to one that already has 41. That's 68. And I have nothing that's gonna kill that quickly. Actually, no, the rat's gonna kill it here. We win. Barely, but we win. That was bad. If I didn't have that rat stacked so hard, we would have lost that. We would have just gotten destroyed. Ooh, Rabbit's Foot. If not dead, swap up attack and health. Max 2 times per phase. Interesting. So what was I thinking with this teeth? It is only 1 damage, so we'll put that on you. Binocular. Enemy at the front activates ability. Deal 3 damage to a random enemy, max 5 times per round. That has potential. It really just doesn't want to... Ooh, there we go. Put that shield on my Matchbird so he takes the first hit for free, pretty much, unless it's over 20. Which, as you've seen, there are definitely things that'll hit for over 20 pretty easily. Before attacking, move backwards 1 position once. Dark Fridge. When he dies, give all allies +3/+3. That would have been another fun idea. Everybody's got equipment now, unless I want to give a shield to the Bin Slayer instead of the money-making. I think I'm happy with the money-making at the moment. There's a Matchbird I can freeze for the next round. We're running out of time to buff things up, though. Philosopher's Stone. Die, come back to life with 1/1. Ooh, actually, that could be very good. So it would have to go on the Matchbird. And I don't think that works with our team composition at the moment. Got the War Drums for later. Okay. We just gotta hope that the Matchbird plan works out. The Brilliant Scallywags. Of course you've got a damn Leviamino. Okay, that killed the Toast Dragon. Actually, that's great, because there wasn't enough room for both Bread Dragon. Oh no, there was still room, but that's okay. It is making their Aristoglass stronger, which is an issue, but it's fine. You die. Oh, the amulet must have let him attack twice or something. Viamino dies. Thankfully, Binslayer gets enough health to take those dragons down. We are going to draw. I'm so mad. But at least we only drew. We didn't lose, we just drew. And I'll take that. Honestly. Take what we can get on that one. Shop tier went up, so our Crobernay gets stronger. Ooh, and I can level my bird up, actually. So now we summon 2 match chicks, which isn't gonna matter that much. There being 2 of them doesn't help, because there's not gonna be room. But it does make them a little sturdier, too. Hand out all the buffs I can. And now be sad, because there's nothing else we can do. If I had $1 more, I could have grabbed the Philosopher's Stone or the Liquid Flame. Well, so be it. We'll roll one more time to see what could have been. Magic freebooters. Okay, it's only pirates, which is still an issue, though. Because they're going to do a lot of random damage, which could end up being an issue. You had a shield, you son of a bitch. Yeah, we're actually in trouble here. Because we're getting a lot of random shots thrown at us. And of course, since everybody at the front keeps getting weakened by the Shrimpooner, we actually are gonna lose here, potentially. No, we're okay. We end up with another draw. Which a draw is acceptable. This hand, however, less acceptable. A lot less acceptable, in fact. Flail, attack, deals 7 damage to the second enemy. Okay. In fact, instead of the shield, since most things are going to be stronger at this point, go ahead and take that so we get a free shot at the second guy. Okay, level 2 Binslayer, that's good. He gets +6/+4 now, which will help a lot by the time it gets down to him. Give him a worm pie to make him a little sturdier as well. In fact, since he gets more out of his upgrade for attack than defense, I'm actually gonna flip his attack and defense. Make him at 11-15, so he has more chance of actually being alive by the time his turn comes around. And now it's our final battle. Let's see if we win. As you can see, it does take a fair whack of time to do a run, but it has a lot of stuff happen. Why is this just a drawing now? Huh. Oh, the lava golem. And the lava golem's attack and defense flipped just enough to kill my rat. I think we lose our final battle here, actually. Is the Undershovel's gonna get a shield, which means it takes a lot less damage. We lose that. Yep, we just actually straight up lose here. I don't think we lose enough rep to lose, though. Yeah, we had 4 points of ranking left, so we technically still win. And we've unlocked another character. Because every run you get points towards the next unlock, basically. So there you go, you now understand how the game works. Let's actually go into competitive mode now that you've seen how all this works. Every redraw gives 1 hit point to a random ally. I'm actually gonna go ahead and stick with Alicia, and we're gonna try the Royal Deals and the Unsold this time. We're the Thoughtful Devils. There's a lot of very good moves in the yellow squad here. Like every eShop getting a random third tier item is actually really good early on. Put the Cremedium out because we can get the boost to everything in hand. Do I just use everything that I've got here straight away instead of fishing? I think the answer is yes, actually. I'll actually freeze that. Roll to see what my other options are. We could get the Undershovel that we just got bodied by. I think we freeze you and we put you out here to get the health. Yes, that's the one I wanted it on, because the Cremedium's not staying. That's just to boost the next hand. Maybe not the next hand, but a future hand is the idea. And it won us that match handily, so that's great. Yeah, they've got a lot of, like, shop influencing and just passive buffing abilities is the main thing with yellow. Like the Crystal Ball, where somebody gets just one more hit point straight up every shop. So basically, you're guaranteed, if you get it right at the beginning, for example, you'd get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 health guaranteed. Which isn't huge, but guaranteed health is not bad. I think we're gonna keep the Cremedium for this round. We'll put the Elf Hat on the Patchlet, though the Patchlet's probably not staying. We'll hang on to that Crystal Ball, because I don't want it on any EU particularly. Could try upgrading the Cremedium. Tooth Squire actually is funny, because you get a level 1 version of something from the tier you're at that point. So if you hang on to him till like tier 5, you just get a free tier 5 unit. Of course, you gotta hold on to him that long. So bear that in mind. Actually, I have an idea. I'm gonna do something silly. Let's see, Crumbfather summons a little chip. We saw him before, and the Pyro Ghoul we've seen before too. This setup's kind of weak right now, so I'm a little worried. Especially since we're actually in competitive, not in practice. Oh, he had the same idea I did, apparently. We're actually fine here. Cyan Torch is another fun one. He buffs your whole party every time every time he levels up. So you just need to find a bunch of Cyan Torches, which is not the easiest thing, but if you have lots of money, you can sit there and roll for it a bunch. Do I want to be that guy? The answer is yes. Get out there, Mystic 8-Ball. So here's the funny thing I was thinking about doing. I could just sit here and sell Cremedium, play another Cremedium, sell a Cremedium, and just buff whatever I actually want to have. Like that. We're gonna delay doing anything useful here just to be a bastard. Just choosing violence here today, apparently. Now, hang on to that Crystal Ball, because we're gonna put it on the Pillow Warden when we put it... Actually, we can put it now. We just can't put the Crystal Ball on it. And it having 12 health is gonna buff whatever's behind it real well. Not when something has 7 attack, but it's still useful. Because it makes the Mystic 8 strong enough to kill the thing next. And the thing after that, and then we get our tier 4, which is Binslayer, which is just going to immediately die to Book Owl. Book Owl's another ridiculously good one, though, because it keeps leveling up things around it, is the idea with Book Owl. That's one of the ones I'm hoping to get. Training Dummy. Give units in your hand +3/+2. That would have been great to get before I bought Pillow Warden. But it's okay. Get the crystal ball. We're gonna hang on to that training dummy, because we're gonna be rotating these units out. In fact, do I get rid of Patchlet now and put Cell Shade back in? No, I don't think so. I don't have anybody that will do anything when they take damage, so Nudulu's not the one yet. I like the idea. Not yet. We could be the one that has the Aristic as ourselves now. I'm not really feeling that. We also don't have enough ally adding to really go ham with that. So I think we roll again. Ooh, we actually got another Pillow Warden. So I tell you what, we're gonna sell the Patchlet to upgrade our Pillow Warden now. Ooh, Plastimorph. Start of combat, die and summon a random level 1 tier 5 unit with Plastimorph stats. I love Plastimorph. We're gonna make use of that. Plastimorph's a good joke. It can also end up rolling into something absurd. Oh, this party is upsetting, but also going to get destroyed. Yeah, I had a great setup with Bulk Owl in front of Cyan Torch and just kept feeding Cyan Torch levels, basically. Because you can also have some of the stuff that makes things happen on ally level up as well next to it, and it just keeps chaining. Just does silly things. Tier 3. Now, Apothecary is useless to us because it drawing a tier 3 item is no longer ahead of the curve. Night Watch could be good. If there's an empty space in your squad at the end of a shop, he gets 3/2. So I could trade the Apothecary out and put Night Watch down, but I wouldn't have space for Plastimorph and Night Watch under those circumstances. We are still getting rid of our little T-Buddy here. Unfortunately. I'm gonna re-roll this hand, actually. Pillow Warden. I can afford to roll one more time. Okay, that plan didn't work. The plan was going to be to keep fishing until I could get another training dummy to buff Plastimorph twice. I believe this leveling up just means that the thing that comes out of it's a higher level. It's not anything remarkable, but it's nice. We'll keep the Vampire Teeth for Plastimorph as well. 4 drums. There's Cyan Torch. Vril Reaper would be incredible to pair with Nudulu, because he would just keep getting more and more attack every time Nudulu attacked. And combine that with Vampire Teeth as well, it would be absurd. Okay, Strong Gold Trader. Dark Fridge. We're just passing the buffs down the line here. Kill that. You die to Penniless, but then you turn into something bigger and nastier. The Wax Priestess. Not that much bigger or nastier, but it is a tier 4, so it's worth a lot of points. Nomedo. When an ally levels up, give them +2/+2. This is what you pair with the Cyan Torch thing I was talking about. Because it would just keep feeding buffs around. Go up. Get Plastimorph and Angry Teeth. 4 drums. That's unfortunate that you got the buff. You're not meant to really exist here, but enjoy that while you have it, I guess. We can afford the worm pie, so we'll go ahead and put that on Plastomorph as well. Make whatever it turns into better. We'll bank that crystal ball for the moment, because that may very well get put on somebody until we can get a better item. The Jester Spinner is an idea for buffing every shop we get after we get him, but I'm not too worried about that idea at the moment. Aristocratic Pirates, okay. So a standard setup. Ooh, Baglidden. Okay. I've never actually used Baglidden yet. So that'll be interesting to see he come into play. Let's see what amulet he ends up getting. I don't actually get to know what that amulet means, I guess. Oh, I guess maybe amulet is just a guaranteed thing, and the amulet might just be protection. The Tampire, another one that I was considering using. We didn't get much in the way of points from that, but we did get through it. In a win, so I'll take it. Now we're tier 4. Considering... Oh yeah, the Grimoire is just a free experience point, so go ahead and put that on Mystic 8 so it goes up a level. Okay, there's the Baglidden, and yeah, Amulet, ignore damage once. Okay. Muspresso, ally added to squad, give them +2/+3. I don't think I'm gonna hold on to Tooth Squire long enough anymore. I don't really feel like holding him for tier 5. We'll take a tier 4. The Chili Devil, ally ahead hurt, give +2/+2 to a random ally. So if I put him behind the Pillow Warden... Dirty nonsense, doing dirty nonsense, doing silly dirty nonsense, because it's fun. Exactly. Just a little evil laugh, you know, for fun. And now we put the helmet on the Pillow Warden so it takes less damage. So it'll stay up there longer. And we're gonna bank that Wax Priestess. Yes, we're gonna unfreeze this crystal ball. We don't need that anymore. I think I'm gonna freeze that Tampire to think about that. More levels for you. And there's the Flail. I do want the Flail too, so we'll hang on to that. We're holding on to a lot of cards this time. Aristocratic Devils. Oh, General Whistle. That's great for not combat. We've got a pretty strong lineup here. Oh, there's the 2 Warship. We're gonna blow up Mystic 8, though. That's a problem. We are gonna have at best a draw here. Yeah, it's a draw. As they kill each other. Well, that's a shame. If they hadn't planted a bomb in my lineup... Oh, wait! We got the free unit, right. So we get 4 points, actually. Actually, if I could get Phantom Charger, that'd be cool. 8 health to the ally with the least health is ridiculous. But it is a tier 4 unit. Level 3 ally dies, give all allies +2/+3. Not bad. Here you go, Chili Devil. Enjoy this flail I've handed you. I'm sure you'll do responsible things with it. We're gonna put the Wax Priestess here in the middle. And Tampire, I think, is just getting left by the wayside. So we just don't have room. I'm enjoying the Mystic 8 for the nonsense it's doing. And now at every battle, we're gonna get a little bit stronger with the 2 that matter the most. You turn into Potato Sorcerer. Which is awful because we don't have anybody in front of him that adds allies to the squad, so that doesn't work at all. But Pillow Warden's gonna be doing a great job here. He flipped places with the Crumb Father. That Aristoglass is getting stronger, but it's not going to get stronger enough to matter. And that Flail actually just paid dividends by removing the only other thing that was going to do any real damage. So we're going to make lots of points here. Interesting move they had, though. They had lots of helmets. I don't know if y'all caught that. They had a lot of damage reduction on things that didn't really have the health to benefit from it. Necro Chicken could be a good joke. Keep replacing my units with skeletons. Just egg skeletons. I'd have to give up the Wax Priestess for that. But the thing is, it would allow the Chili Devil to keep handing buffs out longer, because Pillow Warden would go until it dies. Then it would turn into an egg, and get one more buff off for Chili Devil. No, I don't think that's worth it. Not with this setup. It's an idea, but I don't think it was going to be good for this setup. Now, there's the Book Owl. Yeah, you'll notice it's a tier 1 unit. Thing is, experience gained during combat is temporary, so it basically lets somebody level up at the start of a fight, and then they would go back to not being leveled up anymore, which is the downside. Ooh, deal 20 more damage once. Hey, Wax Priestess. You're gonna suddenly be able to just beast somebody out of left field. That's gonna be your purpose on this team right now. Another strength potion. We're gonna keep banking training dummies for whoever the replacement for that Wax Priestess is gonna be, is the idea at the moment. Okay, they got a buffed up Tampire. We got the Slow Queen. Every time it gets hurt, summon a Tender Prince in front of it. Okay. That's actually a good move. I like that. Problem is, it does only have 8 health, so I don't think that's gonna work. There we go, 10 health. With the ones it's gonna be likely to be fighting, that's actually great. Except it's not gonna have to fight anybody because the Chili Devil just rocked the house. You love to see it. Buffing that. Add Plastomorph up. Flossassin. Before attack, equip 1 Poisonous Dagger. If attacked enemy is still alive, kill it immediately once. So basically, this thing instant kills everything it fights. But he will die with whatever he's attacking. More than likely. Oh, we can just have our own Slow Queen. That's an idea. But I already like the Pillow Warden Chili Devil thing we've got going here. It would have to be something placed in front of Chili Devil. So we'd get rid of Wax Priestess, put Slow Queen here for after Pillow Warden dies. And it would just keep spawning more Tender Princes to buff the Chili Devil. Or buff whoever the Chili Devil chooses, more accurately. That is a good idea. Hold that thought, though. There's another Flail. We could get the Wax Priestess leveled up, potentially. Ooh. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go that route. Because we can double training dummy the Slow Queen. We won't be able to get it this fight, so we'll have to go for that plan for the next battle. But I think there's great potential there. Which works out well because we get one more +1/+1 from the Wax Priestess before she goes, too. So that's actually... I hesitate to say ideal, but it's good. Grab this Liquid Flame, because I have an idea for that. And grab a helmet to give to the Slow Queen when we put her on the board. Macabre Freebooters. Oh, it's just all purple, okay. They just have a treasure chest. That's the only pirate representation on their entire squad. Oh, that's a bad thing to have pop up. Considering that's +3/+3 for their entire party. That Grill Reaper's gonna be an issue. He's already got 1541 back there. And the Pillow Warden's going to buff him once. Which means he just gains attack hand over fist. But he dies, thankfully, because of the fact that the rabbit's foot he had triggered early. He ended up getting screwed. Okay, Wax Priestess, your time is up. Chilly Devil, you move back one. Slow Queen, you go there. Give you that. Go ahead and give you Liquid Flame, so you have really high attack. Liquid Flame somebody again. Let's not. Say we did. It's an idea, though. Ooh, Grimoire. We're gonna mark that and the Slow Queen, because we can make our Slow Queen level 2 next shop. Ooh, there we go. Cathedral Bell for a buff as well. We like that. We like that. Now let's see if this plan works. If this works, this is gonna be super dirty. With the setup we're facing, it's not gonna be great. They're a little too strong for this to fully kick off. So this entire idea fell apart. Which is the kind of thing I was afraid of. But thankfully the flail cleans up things a little bit. We are going to lose here, though. And that's the danger of the plan that I set up here, is if they have high attack, we just lose. Yeah, so we lose 5 ranking there, which hurts. But thankfully we built up a pretty hefty buffer. So do I upgrade the Pillow Warden instead? We can upgrade both. It just becomes a matter of who gets the Grimoire. We could also upgrade Plastimorph or Chilly Devil. In fact, actually, Chilly Devil might be the better one to upgrade. Because now he hands out 4/4 to random people, which is probably better. Problem is, we are going to our final battle here, so I can't actually get anything else. So I lost my shot at the Cathedral Bell. So just gotta hope this works. Intelligent Scamps. That's not terrible. Ooh, actually that works, because the Muspresso is gonna trigger off of the Slow Queen as well. So them popping the guy in the back was actually great for us. Barbarian is going to do some damage, but that's okay. We accidentally boosted our setup here, which is hilarious. Don't you just love when Random Chance just hands you the keys to the kingdom? This is ridiculous. We didn't even lose half the party to the final battle because of the way that looped. Incredible. And that's my first actual competitive run that I've done. I did nothing but practice mode before that. We got Rock Timber. Okay, looks like your progression there is the same whether you're in practice or in competitive, so that's good. We just actually got rank now. Yeah, now we have the credit on the screen there. So what does Rock Timber do? Give the ally at the front a shield. Ooh, okay. There's potential there. I did say I was only going to go for about 4 hours. Do I want to squeeze in one more run? Well, whether I squeeze in one more run or not, if you're interested in this game at all, there's the link to pick it up for yourselves. I do greatly enjoy this one. And it is just 15. It's not crazy expensive, it's not the cheapest, but it's pretty easy to grab. I was thinking it was 10 for some reason. Though it has good production value, so I don't know why I would be thinking that. Would really love to have had a chance to show you all some of these other groups, but it is what it is. About the only thing I could show off that would be a different clan setup would be playing these two, but you saw most of what they could get against me too, so no, we'll stop at 2 runs. We'll stop when I said I was going to stop, and I'm just going to hit snooze on these ads a bunch so you don't get hit with ads while we're getting ready to wrap up. I'll stick to what I said I was going to do today. Because I need to check on the collab that's happening tomorrow night, and I do want to do some prep if I'm going to do Archipelago as well tomorrow. Because of the simple fact of the matter being, I need to make Archipelago progress, but like I said, I have a collab at 8 tomorrow, so it's more than likely going to become a long stream, or 2 streams. More likely 2 streams, because I don't like streaming when a collab's getting set up, in case I need to help with the collab in any way, and so I can better keep track of what's going on leading into it. But since there's not been any chat really in the place where it got set up, I don't even know if it's still happening. Which is why things are a little up in the air there. But still, let's find us a good raid target, shall we? All of these games were fun. And of course, reminding you all once again, these were all keys given to me through the service Lurkit, so bear that in mind. Because I think I forgot to mention that at the beginning of this one, so I'm mentioning it here at the end of it, just to make sure it does get mentioned. Let me have a look at where some of these are at and figure out what's going on. Okay, you know what? That's perfect, actually. We can actually repay a very recent raid. And I do like paying back people that have been kind enough to support me. Because Rymera literally raided us yesterday and is only an hour in today, so clearly this will work out perfectly. So, thank you all so much for taking the time to be here. We will be back tomorrow, no matter what ends up getting played. It may end up being normal time, and then, like I said, I do a split, and then we go into a second stream for the collab. I meant to play Granvir with a couple of the dragons from the Dragon Council tomorrow, but like I said, I still am not 100% guaranteed that that's actually happening, so things are a little floaty there. And I still want to make Archipelago progress. And then Monday, we go back to Final Fantasy III. Tuesday, I know I said I was probably going to do Hades as the reset to keep progress on the Donathon stuff. but I forgot that I wanted to play Clockwork Ambrosia really badly. So we're gonna do Clockwork Ambrosia on Tuesdays till that's done. And then next Thursday, there's no collab. Just kind of just taking it easy next Thursday. Since June's gonna be a busy month for me and a lot of people, we may very well not have that many Gremlin collabs in June. Depends on if I get a real frog in my brain to actually push for collabs. We'll see what happens there. And then Friday's up in the air, as Fridays typically are. And then Saturday, if the Archipelago isn't done by then, we'll do more Archipelago. There you go. That's everything that's coming up. But I do appreciate all y'all hanging along, especially when I do these semi-sponsored things. It's not really sponsored because I'm not getting paid, but I was given the keys, so it is technically in the same vein. So I appreciate that when y'all stick with me when I'm doing essentially advertising. But be good to ride, they're good people, and I will see you all next time. Good night, everybody.